Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to go over the Gnome Vault event. It really is the best event in the game to get fantastic rewards from, and it's going to carry on through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So a really good chance to get some fantastic rewards. Now, what'll happen is you'll be playing the game like normal, doing low-level explores, things like that, and gnomes will randomly come crashing into your game. And what you're going to want is one of those gnomes randomly, now and again, to be a verse gnome. And when it's a verse gnome, it will drop a verse. It can be either 1, 2, 3, or 4. And when you have at least one of each verse, you can go to the Soul Forge and craft yourself a thing called a Gnome-a-Palooza. Now, when you craft a Gnome-a-Palooza, gnomes will come crashing continuously into your game for 15 minutes per Gnome-a-Palooza you craft. So right now, I can only craft one Gnome-a-Palooza because I only have one of verse 4. I have an abundance of verse 1, which is a bit annoying, but it's the way it goes with this. Most players always seem to get an abundance of one particular verse and then struggle to find another one. I'm struggling to get number 4. So basically, I can only do one Gnome-a-Palooza, and then I have to go on a hunt trying to find more verse 4s. The best way to pick up more verses is to do low-level explores. Explore level 1 in Wild Plains, Sin of Mirage, or Bright Forest are your best areas because these contain low-level troops which are very easy to kill and don't have a bunch of annoying status effects and things like that. And not that that'll be a relevant thing at level 1. Now, to do these low-level explores, you want to use your fastest team possible. Now, there are a couple of really good choices for this. This one I call Full Moon. It's Moon Mage, really easy to get troop, only uses 9 mana cost and does magic-based damage to all enemies. So you can put on Medals of Night if you had any to boost that up, make sure you do more damage. Garland Staff is a good weapon with this at the same time, doing scatter damage to all enemies and giving status effects to all allies. But that's kind of like a backup weapon if this one bizarrely doesn't get charged when we cast our Leprechaun. Moon Mage is an elf, and King Avalon is simply there to give all elf allies a 50% start with mana. And Leprechaun starts with full mana, so you just start the game, cast Leprechaun, and most of the time the job is going to be done. Let's take a look at the banner for this. The banner for this is +2 blue, +1 purple, -1 red. All about Moon Mage. It's going to go 50% start with mana. To show how quick this is, do a quick run with this team. And if you get that, if you get lucky like that, you can just get it straight away anyway and just cast this, damage to all. That is the game won. No gnomes came crashing in that time though. So you just quickly just whiz through, just again and again, on the hunt for more verses. There you go, there's a gnome. It's not actually a verse gnome, it's a soul gnome, but the idea is the same. But here we'll just cast Leprechaun, Moon Mage is up. If Moon Mage doesn't get up, there's a chance that the Garland Staff will get up instead, because that's also an elf, it's an elf class. And you just carry on and just rinse and repeat. It's such an easy team to use, you can do it almost without looking. Oh, crikey, we've got battle crashes as well coming in, haven't we? Of course, yeah. Wow. Battle crashes, gnomes coming crashing in. This second team is one that many may know about. I'll call it Rowan because it's a combination of Rowan and Black Manacles. You can see what I did there. Anyway, it's all about Rowan. You want Rowan in second place in this team because her power is boosted by her armor. So you don't want her in the first place and randomly getting hit by a skull or anything like that and losing armor, therefore losing power. Stick on Medals of Guard to increase her armor, which is going to increase her damage. Black Manacles is there for the same reason as we had Garland Staff in the previous team. A little backup, but just in case bizarrely Rowan doesn't get charged and does decent damage to all at the same time and doesn't mana block our Rowan. Rowan is an elemental, so she gets a 50% start from Mirage Queen, and same deal. We cast the Leprechaun to get this done, hopefully really quickly. The cool thing about this team is there will be in a banner, the Fox banner, +2 green, +1 blue, -1 red. We don't care about the -red from Mirage Queen. This is all about Rowan. But as long as you're in a class which starts with 50% mana, that will be fine. So you can go with the Elementalist for this because you'll get a 50% start from the Mirage Queen anyway. But other than that, if there's other classes which you're still working on, like Frost Mage, like Geomancer, like Archer, any of those ones that give you a 50% start with mana, when you look at the traits, or talent trees rather, like Mana Source, start battles with 50%, you can use these classes. You can still actually level up these classes at the same time. Any of the ones that have got a 50% mana start. So let's dive in. Let's do a few battles with this one. A lot of people will know how this team works, but a lot of new players come into game all the time. A lot of players seeing the channel for the first time. Really cool. See there, look, see, that's the benefit. That Manacles got up that time before Rowan. I'm kind of glad it did that. Doesn't happen often. It's normally Rowan 9 times out of 10, but there you go. Just shows why Black Manacles is in the team. Just so happened that its colours were on the board. That worked better. This time we cast Rowan. So it's a just single cast of Leprechaun and a single cast of Rowan or Black Manacles to get the job done. So you've been grinding away until you found enough verses to craft a Gnome-a-Palooza. Next we go to the Soul Forge, go to the other tab, then scroll down until we find it, and you'll see one is able to be crafted. Now if you've got more than one available to craft, you can actually create more than one at the same time, up to a maximum of 4. But only do this if you're absolutely sure you're not going to be disturbed. And the reason is, it's a real-time timer. So if you go for 4 to create an hour, basically you want to be able to ensure you're going to be sitting there for an hour just banging these things out one after the other as quick as you can. Because if you get up to do something, answer the door, go and get a cup of tea, feed the cat, feed the budgie, get the badgers out of your garden, anything like that, then you'll be wasting time, which you don't want. You'll kind of go off to do something, get distracted, be doing something for half an hour, and then think, oh my goodness, my Gnome-a-Palooza has been running and it's nearly expired and I've wasted tons of it. So make sure you've got plenty of free time to just bang these out one after the other. And one other quick tip as well is, if you've got any of those 15-minute XP boosts you get, then activate one of those at the same time as a Gnome-a-Palooza, because you get extra XP at the same time. And then you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, which is really cool. Right, so let's craft this Gnome-a-Palooza, show how it works. Bash that out, there it is. Continue, go back, you'll see a timer has started, 15 minutes. We'll jump into Wild Plains. So here we start this, we crack on. Fast as you can. Use this team, the Full Moon team, double Iron Hawk team. I'll show that in a minute. But make the most of it as well. These gnomes will continuously come crashing in for 15 minutes straight, killing 4 gnomes every few seconds. Same deal as before, as we explore with Wild Plains. Just keep on bashing out those gnomes as fast as you can. It's all about just rinse and repeat. Show the Full Moon team doing this. Exactly the same deal, but I prefer the Rowan team overall. It's just got a bit more oomph about it. But it's still really good. You still only need 5 mana to get Moon Mage up. It's still going to be pretty much just as reliable. Just doesn't have the same power as Rowan. Still work for more lower level players, the Rowan team. If you've been playing the game for a while, or just got plain lucky when opening some chests, you may have 2 times Iron Hawk, and this gives you a couple of extra options in the game which are very nice indeed. 2 times Iron Hawk means you can run either Greed, Dust Devil and 2 times Iron Hawk, or Sister Superior with Dust Devil, but they work in a very similar way. The first team gives you more gold for every single battle, because you gain gold equal to your life. Then we get the extra turn, which is nice. Starts battles with full mana, so it's just cast Greed, cast Dust Devil, the job is done. This is due to the way the artillery support works, dealing 5 damage to all enemies when an ally casts a spell. So with 2 of them, that becomes 10 damage to all enemies. So 10 damage when we cast that, and 15 damage when we cast this, because we get the 5 damage to all enemies at the same time. The advantage to the other team is this Sister Superior team, is we don't get a gold from from Greed, but because Sister Superior only uses a very small amount of mana, occasionally on the other team, particularly during a Gnome-a-Palooza, you can get something like a Dragonite gnome, a gnome which has more health than normal, and this team will not wipe them out in a single cast. It will be left on a small amount of health, and because Sister Superior only requires a small amount of mana, you can collect her mana like normal afterwards, or collect a skull hit, something like that, and wipe out that annoying survivable gnome. So let's show this one just ever so briefly. We'll show 1 or 2 battles and show the Greed team. So here you don't even look at the board, you just literally cast one then the other. It is that quick. No turns for the opposition. Literally a couple of seconds game. Get out of the way, Damon, not interested. You don't even bother with 4 matches. It's just going to slow you down. Oh, we've got a Battle Crasher come in. On your way, Sonny Jim. Yeah, keep on doing this. Let's show the first team. See, the advantage of this team is you get more gold. But should you get that Dragonite Gnome or something like that, then one of the troops is going to be slightly longer to charge up. Collect the mana for. Unless you get a lucky skull hit and you're still going to wipe them out nice and quick. So you've been hiding away from human existence for the last 2 or 3 days. Everybody wondering where you are, but it's all good because you've got absolutely stacks of keys because you've been bashing out those gnomes, making those Gnome-a-Paloozas and repeating the process. But when it comes to actually opening your vault keys, save it till the event is over. Basically, during the event, your time is better spent killing more gnomes, collecting even more vault keys, because the rewards are not going to change during the event. You may as well open the keys after. And when you open your keys, you're going to want to use your most powerful, fast team, the sort of thing you use for doing Explore 10, 11, 12 for. You want to do this on the hardest level possible to gain the most rewards. Now, a really cool team for this is what I call my Worm Spinner team. Web Spinner and 3 times the Great Worm or IVRGs, whatever works best. I actually like it really with 3 Great Worms because it creates 2 normal skulls when its turn begins. So the Doom Skulls are good for the IVRGs, but they do explode when they make a match, which can actually remove other skulls from the board, which is in a way what you don't want, because any remaining skulls basically gives this a much better chance to effectively loop or create more skull drops. So we'll actually add in a 3rd the Great Worm there. I actually prefer this with 3 the Great Worms rather than the IVRGs. So let's pop it in. But if you don't have 3 the Great Worms, then obviously IVRGs is still a very good substitute. Don't worry about the banner or anything for this. It doesn't matter. This is all about literally just letting the game do the work for you. It's the ultimate lazy person's team. The skulls will just match and you'll wipe out the enemy really quick. So start the game, sit back, and let the... This is 2 down already. Just make any match, wait for the next round to start, and it's very straightforward and super easy. Those gnomes will sometimes get a bit of a dodge. Oh, that was a nice one. 60 diamonds. Obviously, this is during the event right now, but I typically do this once the event is ended, like I said. When you get that, and you don't make a match at the bottom, just collect anything else. Wait for the skulls to appear. Sometimes they won't always match like now, but with the more skulls on the board, you got more of a chance of making a match the next time. Really easy, really fast. But if you don't have something like that, then obviously you can go to something else, something like a quick team that you use to do Explore 10, 11, 12 with. Get the job done really quickly. Have 2 times Diamantina. Really fast this one, just a case of casting excuse me, our Leprechaun, then casting Diamantinas back to back. Job done. So there you go, there's the video. In the early stages, it's all about doing those Explore level 1s. Make sure you find enough verses to make a Gnome-a-Palooza. Do a Gnome-a-Palooza using your fastest team possible. Then once the event is ended, using your powerful team to unlock the keys. If you enjoyed this video, found anything about it useful or helpful, be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.